ideas for content. This is the Anthology episode. Anthology Podcast episode something. I can't remember, but later anyway. Today I have Joshua, which I don't know if you want to say hello. I know you can.
Hi, my name is Joshua.
It always starts out quite awkward. You feel like you're talking to yourself a bit.
That's how it always is, dude.
Yeah.
Then you just get the conversation rolling.
Yeah, and just get it going. Well, I might as well explain why I brought you today. Otherwise, you'd probably see it on the name of the video. So essentially, today we are discussing pre-half marathon talk. So we're doing a half marathon on the 20th of February. Today is the 13th of Feb, so 7 days before we do it. So it's basically going to be talking about running. So why do you want to do a half marathon, Josh?
Well, goals, I guess, you know.
Goals,
you sort of build yourself up when you start running, I guess. You sort of start off slow. You start off with, your 5K and your 10K and eventually, we've both done a half marathon before.
Yeah.
But not an official one. And it sort of would be cool to go there, get your bib, your medal, get the experience, the exercise, and just be able to say, did a half marathon. Yeah. Which is, something not a lot of people can do or have done, I guess.
Yeah, true. How long have you been running for?
Well, technically, I've been running for, I would say, about a year now, technically. Because my fiance got me into it, who used to run a lot, who ran for Australia on stage. She obviously still does it a bit, more of casual, obviously, than more from time to time. It's just a, exercise thing to keep healthy. Yeah. And started off doing, actually, my first run with her was 1.5 Ks. Yeah. And I believe it was at like a 5 kilometer pace around my house. And, I felt completely just, absolutely gone out of it. Like, I pushed myself for that, 1.5 Ks, absolutely. She was fitter than me at the time. But at the time, I wasn't really doing any exercise. Yeah. I was eating properly, or not properly, but, as healthy as I could, because I was on the way of, I was... Previously, before that, I was about 10 kilos higher, and I was, still on my way to losing a bit. Yeah. So I was healthy-ish, but definitely not fit. Yeah. Definitely not fit. Not a lot of exercise going on when I was running then. And then after that 1.5 Ks, we, did a run every maybe couple weeks. Yeah. It was always 2 Ks, 2 Ks, never anything above or below. And it was always around 5 kilometer pace. Yeah. I think she at the time, it was more just something to do together. Yeah. It wasn't something I was planning on getting into, but it was very interesting because I never ever thought I would get into running. I always thought it's boring. Why not do just a sport or whatever? But yeah, that was the main thing to go. And then once you start doing it, and then because I always hung around her, she had a lot of, different running stuff. Like you see all the stories she tells and all the culture and stuff. And you sort of look it up yourself and then you get yourself into it. And obviously it's a good thing to keep fit and something to do. Yeah. And then, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, What about you?
I've been running on and off for about... I don't know, probably about 8 to 7 years on and off. Yeah. So I started running when I was in my teens. Yeah. But I was fat, but I'd try to run. It wasn't every day I'd run, but I'd run occasionally. I'd do football. I did occasional outdoor runs by myself. Yeah. Then eventually when I was 17, I started really getting pretty obsessed with seeing how far I could run or how I can perform physically. So I just slowly got more obsessed. Yeah. I had a bit of... I was running more... I had maybe 6 months off when I did my ACL. When I...
Oh, really? You did your ACL?
Yeah, I did both my ACLs. They weren't fully torn. They were slight strain. But my knees were in pain for 6 months. It was fucked. I couldn't run properly for a very long time. Yeah. There was still damage there somewhere, or just pain was there anyway. I couldn't stop and start, so it took me quite a while to come back. So after that, I started coming back to running, and now I can run for days.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for the occasion with weird phantom knee pain.
You still have something like you sort of, it's fine, but you sort of feel it sort of thing?
No, it's not there anymore, but like when I run for like certain days, it's worse. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just could be like my running form or something setting it off, or I'm having imbalance somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that's how long I've been running for, and of course I want to do the half marathon because this year I've set a goal to do at least one physical challenge each month, such as a half marathon or an obstacle event or just something. I could make something up like a triathlon or something like that. Just to make sure my year is interesting and actually have some sort of accomplishment.
Yeah.
And because I've never really decided to bite the bullet and pay for like registrations and stuff.
Yeah.
Mainly because I'm quite stingy.
Yeah.
But now that I've finished uni and I've got some money to be able to
income and
to be able to support that sort of stuff.
Solid job and everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can just do it.
Or 2 jobs now, I guess.
Yeah, 2 jobs now.
Plenty of money.
Plenty of money coming in. Not really. The tax is going to be insane when tax time comes.
Oh, it is actually.
Yeah, I'm saving like half of the pay.
I still haven't paid my tax from last year, right?
Really? Fuck, you better pay it. It's pretty fucked. I hate it.
Yeah, I wait till the very end because I always have to pay tax because of my...
Yeah. True.
My course and stuff, which is annoying. Most people get tax return.
I might get a tax return, but it might also be like negated because I'm making more income.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah, true. But anyway, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like half marathon will be good. I'm not really going to do it for like. I don't know if I'll go full out or anything for it because I've got to remember I've got football training and I've got to actually be able to function afterwards.
Yeah.
So like I'll do it and I'll probably do it at a moderate pace.
Yeah.
So like I'll probably. Like I said, like with 5:50, 5:30, 5:20 to then 5:10. I probably won't go into the 4s for the half marathon.
That's fair.
But
will it depend on conditions? Do you think? Because I was thinking personally, if it's around like 25, right, where it's really nice weather.
Yeah.
That might be a lot easier to maybe try a bit harder. But if it's around 30, then I'm taking it so easy.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking based upon recovery in like long-term stuff afterwards. Because like how I'm perceiving this is actually like a training opportunity for football.
That's fair. That's all right. Yep, that's fair.
Yeah. So your plan on approaching is like, if it's cool, go put a bit of effort in. If it's hot, maybe just ease up a bit.
Yeah, very much. See how everything is on the day. Yeah. I think see how I feel, because sometimes I think a reality is that you just feel better on days than other days. Like today I didn't feel as good as I did when I got my 5k PB. Yeah. You know, but that could have been because it was really hot today, and when I did that, my other one, it was like really, it was in the middle of the night. So. Yeah. But yeah, mine's more because I only do running, to then increase my running even more, I guess, as well. Yeah. Sort of thing. So if I can try, I will try and get a PB on my half marathon. I try and sort of compare the 2 half marathons I've done, because I've done one on a treadmill as well. Yeah. Which was very very hard in the way that it's very boring. Yeah. You know,
and it's not quite the same as real running.
It's definitely not. I think it's very much easier. It's easier in physically. Yeah. Mentally it's a little weirder because you're just in the same place. But I think in total it's easier physically for sure. Yeah. So pace goal, if everything is all right on the day, like I'm feeling okay and the weather's all right, is probably to get 150, I think, and that would be pushing myself to like a pretty good goal, I think.
So that would be, so if you had 150, you would have to sustain like a 530 or a 520.
Yeah. On average, I guess. Like I'll probably start out with a 6k pace, just easy for like maybe the first 5 to 10, suss it out sort of thing.
Yeah. We'll both definitely get it done.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, I think around 2 hours.
Yeah, definitely 2 hours will be done. But we'll see how we go on the race day anyway. So what's your major goal with running? Like, what's the final, like, what's your final outcome with this, or you haven't envisioned this yet? Or?
Well, my major goal would be to eventually get good enough in, like, maybe who knows how many years times to get times close enough to people that do it professionally.
Yeah.
Whether that takes 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah.
Maybe start taking it a bit more seriously.
Yeah.
Serious in the way where, like, I watch what I eat a lot more.
Yeah.
I plan my runs more strategically, like with more, some interval running, and then like all that sort of stuff, and then eventually after this half marathon, maybe do a full marathon as sort of the next goal. But it's weird because I have like multiple sort of goals, because with running, like, your 5k, your 10k, your half marathon, and your full marathon. Like after the half marathon, there's a goal with the full marathon is just to do it. And then like 10k, my goal with that is to get a time, probably like right now my best is like 46 minutes. I want to get like maybe around 44, 43 would be nice.
Achievable.
Yeah. And then 5k under 20 minutes would be really nice. I'd be satisfied with an under 20 minute 5k. I would be satisfied with that for a while. So, but those are my main goals at the moment. And after this half marathon, maybe kick things up a notch.
Yeah.
And, start really eating healthy, and
become like a professional. But
amateur, see if that's possible. Like, I might be getting too far ahead of myself, because.
Yeah,
but
not to be professional, but to actually train like one.
Yeah, maybe train like one, and then like, who knows, 3-4 years from now, if everything goes well and luck's on my side, if my times are all right,
it could happen.
It's possible.
Those
are those are the top of the the very
top of the echelon sort of thing.
Right after the half marathon, it's like the next event, the one. The mountain one that
the Mount Buffalo one. Yeah, the Sky Run. Yeah. I'm going to pause it here. I need a shit. I'll be right back.
That's all good,
I've been holding this in for too long. And we're back, and we're talking about Mount Buffalo. Yep, so you're actually keen for it?
Yes. I'm keen because it is something different that never done really, especially in terms of running.
Yep.
Would have to organise some trail shoots.
Yep.
Because as far as trail running goes, like outside running is probably something I'm not very good at, I would say.
Yeah.
Much more comfortable with running on the roads and stuff like that. With the shoes I have, it feels like so much easier just because, the foam underneath it feels like you're getting so much more, you have to put in so much more less effort because it, bounces you and whatever. Or whatever. But I don't know if trail running shoes, the really good ones, sort of would do the same thing or whatnot.
Yeah.
So after the first half marathon we do, I would probably, invest in some of those Solomons or whatever.
I want to too. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
They look so cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Solomon trail running shoes.
Yes.
Not a sponsor.
Not yet.
Let's hope's high. So have you checked out the map or anything like that?
No.
It's fucked.
Is it?
It's legit. So like it's a 1.5 kilometer climb. So like it's legit. You're going up for a kilometer in a hill.
Damn.
Decline though as well. So you're going up and you're going down.
Yeah.
20k. So like it's not too bad, but also might even like won't be that harsh on your knees if you're going up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And hopefully we have the weather.
Yeah,
hopefully on our side.
Because we have to pack. There's actually pack details of when we do it.
Really?
Yeah, is if the weather's bad, we have to have space blankets, water, compass, all that sort of stuff. Because we might get lost.
Yeah, that's right. That's another very interesting and fun. So when you go camping there, the whole thing, because I didn't look much into it. So do you go camping before and then you run and do it, or you run and...
As when I suggested the camping.
Yeah.
That's just my idea to save money.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Like do it before and then run, right? Yeah, that's fair.
So because like camping in Bright's pretty nice. When I was there like in October, it was so beautiful. It was just lovely. Like, but the problem is you have to pack our own firewood because all of it's wet. It's usually quite wet.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So be quite ready for cold wood, because like Sean and I spent legit probably like 2 hours trying to start a fire. Like to keep it going anyway, like to get it hot enough to burn through all the moisture.
Yeah.
We were sitting there just running back and forth non-stop to get firewood and blowing it and just to get it hot enough. But I'm really excited because Bright's pretty. Have you been there before?
No, I've never actually been there.
It's like because we're from like Mildura, a desert town which is flat and boring.
Very much so. Yeah.
When you see mountains, it's different. It's quite intense. Yeah. It's intense and beauty and shit, but it's like, it's different. Quite different scenery. That's why I think it'd be great just to do it. Yeah. Like, one, you're doing a 20k event, but you're also,
Well, exactly. It's a different sort of terrain and everything.
Yeah.
Experience, and not like,
Yeah. You can tick it off.
Yeah, you can tick it off. Can tick it off.
Yeah, and with it anyway, there's also like, they do a marathon as well as an ultra marathon for that event as well. So next year, if you want to do a marathon or an ultra, they do a 42k and also a 100k event.
Jeez.
Yeah. So they have it that
That
much.
would be cool to revisit it next year.
Yeah, as a marathon.
As a marathon, right? Because like to compare as well.
Imagine running in the mountains for a marathon.
Yeah.
That'd be fucked.
Well, that would definitely be fucked. And not only that, but now just thinking of that, we could also, the events we do this year, however many of them, I don't know if what next year's going to be like, but if it turns out, if we do the exact same ones to like compare your times or whatnot, or if it would be better to do different ones, or maybe some different, some the same, just because it's interesting.
Oh, of course, mix it up.
Definitely mix it up, and because it makes it more fun, doing different tracks and stuff. I guess if you do the same ones.
Yeah.
But that marathon one obviously would be different, yeah.
And 100k is different altogether. I looked at the maps. The way it's all set up is very interesting.
It's not like, is it many loops, or is it literally like 100k of all new?
Yeah, all new terrain. Jesus. So the 20k loop's different to the marathon, and the 100k is different from that as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So like it's a whole different sort of vibe.
So they're all different courses. Oh, well, that's
they all go through the same at the start, but the 20k closes earlier. There's a turn off earlier. The marathon goes a bit longer. 100k just keeps going.
Yeah.
And you go through all the mountain ranges.
Yeah.
So that'd be quite good. So like we'll buy the tickets after the half marathon, but we'll be late buyers at that point, and it'll cost us 139 instead of the 100. Well, it's only $10 difference in 129. But I reckon if we take 4 days to get there, so we take 1 day there, camp, maybe enjoy the day, and then do the marathon, then come back the next day.
Yeah.
The event, that'd be good. I'll try to get Sean to come. We could probably have like a few people come.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Just have like a little thing, because I don't think Caitlin probably won't come.
Yeah.
She's trying to get us to go to what's it called? Wilson's Prom. It's down like way down the south of Victoria.
Oh, yeah.
It's very pretty. It looks very pretty.
Yeah.
But they're going from the 7th to the 11th. I don't think I'll be able to get time off for it.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think I'll be able to really enjoy it if I'm driving 10 hours plus.
Yeah.
Have 2 days there and 10 hours plus back.
Yeah.
I'd rather have at least 2 weeks,
Yeah, especially for something like that. So many times when me and Mon have gone to Melbourne, we've had to drive there.
Yeah.
And literally the next day drive back. Yeah. And it's the worst thing ever.
And you don't get any enjoyment.
You don't get any, and the whole time you're thinking, I've got to drive back and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not very, very fun. And that's the good thing with these sort of events, is to try and make a little bit of as much as you can, like a bit of a holiday.
Yeah. Even though it's like 3-4 days. Like, driving the Bright from here, I can get there in 5 hours.
Yeah.
And or 5.5, which I don't think is that bad, because if you just take breaks in between, you can go in the morning, have lunch, chill out, get there around about 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Set up camp, set up a fire, have dinner, and enjoy the night. It's just, and then you wake up the next day and maybe explore Bright, because there's a lot to explore in Bright. Yeah. And then have the race day, and then come back the next day.
Yeah.
And then be cruisy back.
Yeah.
I think that'll give us it's just, I think that'd be the appropriate amount of time to actually enjoy it. But we'll discuss that afterwards and we'll figure out all that stuff. Yeah. So would you ever do an ultra marathon or something like that?
Oh, yeah, of course. It's at the moment, it's like
first do your marathon.
Yeah. But you always, when you're into something, you always have all those top goals in your mind. Whatever it is. if you're thinking you're going to enjoy it and you're going to keep doing it, which with running, I can't see myself never stopping really. So obviously you don't want to be stuck in the same place and plateau.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That's the thing I hate the most, right? It's like just being stuck with the same times for long periods of time. Yeah. As long as I'm steadily improving, that's fine with me, even if it is it's slower than I think it is or whatever. Yeah. As long as I'm improving, that's fine. So obviously, an ultra marathon realistically maybe end of next year, or I'm not sure. It will all depend on the full marathon and all that sort of stuff.
Because the difference between the marathon and like an ultra is that for a marathon, you can figure out the training schedule a lot easier because a lot more people have done it. Yeah. And like generally with marathons, you can get quicker. Of course, you can probably pick up speed with ultras, but the training would be a lot different. Yeah. Yeah. And because you sound like you want pace for distance.
Yeah, well, I'm getting a bit more interested in trying to get like a quicker paces for like 5 and 10Ks especially. Half marathons. I'm now sort of half marathon, 10K and 5K is where my mind's at the moment, and then like trying to increase those and eventually practice for the marathon. Yeah. But you sort of, sometimes when you hit a pace like around that 6 kilometer pace, you sort of feel like you can run continuously. Like when we run our half marathon, I think we both felt like we still had plenty of energy left in the tank.
The next day I was fine.
Yeah, same exactly as well. So like, and of course it's not like it's not a fast pace if you compare it to the best marathons or half marathons in the world. Yeah. But it's a pace that's actually like pretty good. Yeah. Because you finish around 2 hours for a half marathon. Yeah. I think it's a pace that we could probably have done, or at least a month or two from now could keep it up. I think for at least another 10Ks. Yeah. And I think you probably with the ultra marathon you probably get that pace that you can keep going for for however long
you need to go.
Yeah.
Because you also like some ultras have. I haven't looked too much into it, but some ultras have time limits when you need to get them done as well.
Yeah, well, technically the half marathon and the marathon is the same as well. They have cut-off times. So I don't know how exactly that works. Like, do you not get like a medal, or like do you just your time doesn't become official or something? Yeah. If you take too long. Yeah. Because that's something. It's not something I'm worried about. Yeah. Or like needing
you have 3 hours for a half.
Yeah, I think it's 3 hours. I believe it's 3 hours.
Which is plenty of time.
Oh, which is like, if you broke down at 10Ks, you could walk for 5 and then run and you'd still have enough time. So the cut-off time's not something I needed to be aware of, but it is interesting.
Yeah. So what's your goal for 5K? It's sub 20?
Sub 20, definitely, yeah. And then 10K would be probably 43 minutes, I reckon.
That's for this year? Or within the next 6 months?
Or next 6 months, I would say, next 6 months. So I like to get like a PB, I would say, every three months. I guess it depends how big it is. Yeah. Every 3 months for me is fine. If I could get under 20 minutes in, honestly, because I'm so close to under 20 minutes now, like I'm about 40 seconds off, 4 months, I'll probably give myself, I reckon, for that. And then for the 10K, 43 minutes, probably roughly around the same time. And then half marathon is,
sub 3 hour.
Yeah. What about you?
For runs?
Yeah. So do you have paces that you
want to get? So I do. So I really want to see how fast I can get this year, because like last year was more about strength stuff. Yeah. So this year is like, and actually I feel like that actually is how I was running last year too, but I wasn't really so focused on seeing how quick I was. Yeah. But I reckon my strength base has actually helped me with my explosiveness. So with short distances, it's quite helped. But I want to be able to achieve because it's football, I want to be able to achieve a 2K time trial as close as I can to 6 minutes. Yeah. Which I think I can do that, but I have to just be able to have the day when I have the fresh legs. Yeah. Because every time I do it, it's always like, or when I'm forced to do it, it's been an inappropriate day. Yeah. And
it actually is so important, eh? Like it's actually getting that perfect day is like such a big thing. Because once you get that time, you have that time.
Yeah.
So it just has to line up, and you just sort of
exactly right.
Just sort of has to. So as long as you're always training and stuff, and even if you're attempting it, you'd be able to sort of get it. I guess.
Like when I did my 4K, when I did 4 kilometers in 4 minutes, 14 minutes and 4 seconds.
Yeah.
I won't be able to do that every day. I can do that probably like if I like plan it out once a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's me going pretty hard the time.
Yeah. And you when you sort of start, or not start off, but when you're learning running, it took me a while to learn that. First I thought like, if I can run like at this speed, I should be able to run around that every day. You know, like I'm having a whole day to recover, but it's just not really the case. Like you just can't really go 100% every day. So you have to have like slower runs and less. Try a bit less.
Yeah, exactly. There's this thing called the 80-20 principle where you do 80% light, 20% hard for your runs. So like just doing your light aerobic, nice and easy jogs actually help you with your fast pace. Which has honestly, which feels very true because most of the running I've been doing recently has been light, long distance, and not much like practicing my 5K. Pacing at all, or like high intensity interval. And I got my PB 5K 2 days ago, which I was pretty surprised. I reckon it definitely does have some effect. Even though when you're running, you're not thinking it does, because you're not thinking you're exerting yourself. But really it does definitely help. I guess it's definitely important to do that. And to switch it up, not always do the same thing. Like if you're training for a 10K, don't always run 10Ks, which is something I didn't learn until like 6 months ago. Or run 10Ks with interval splits or something like that. So because there's so much to running. Like there's a lot of if you read a lot of articles, there's a lot to it. There really is. Like it's something so simple. You wouldn't think like there's so many different little things and details that are so important, right? Like so important. And as far as your 2K, that's another one which I forgot. Which I would probably like to get like under 7 minutes, I reckon, for my 2K. Because I think like obviously the more you run, no matter what you're doing, like if you're a really fast sprinter, like say you can get like under 6 minutes 2K or something, you can probably go and do a pretty good 10K or something as well. Like maybe not as good as someone that trains specifically for 10K, but as far it's like building a muscle sort of thing. So so hopefully when I'm training for my 10K, 5K and stuff, I'll be able to get a better 2K time. Hell yeah. Like I find with like I have a lot more respect for like Olympians and stuff like that, people who can actually run at very high paces for that long. Because it hurts. Not only that, but the marathon runners that can run it I forget what it was, but it was like 3:30 or something. We calculated that guy's time that. Kipchoge.
Kipchoge.
I think he's a bit faster than that actually.
And that average for like where I can't even do that for like 2Ks, like that is insane. Like you have to think like the complete different levels you are from someone that's like just the best in the world. Where it's just the difference is absolutely insane.
When it's somebody's life, it's different.
Because
that guy has been running for years. He just paid the bill. He's a millionaire.
No, that is true. And that is important to recognise, and I think it's very important to compare yourself to yourself a lot of the time, and not really to anyone else.
Like these goals, like the goals I have aren't for anything but for myself. And if something comes of it, something comes of it.
Exactly. And it's if you compare yourself to other people, you don't really get anywhere unless you're also a professional in the sport and you're very similar to other people. Sometimes you can compare yourself to sort of see maybe to improve yourself in a way, but usually it's best to always compare your own times and stuff like that.
True.
So you get better in that way anyway. But,
so would you do a triathlon this year?
I actually would. I would. I think the more I run, even though like I don't have much experience. I used to ride a bike when I was like a bit of a teenager, but nothing really serious. But the more I run, obviously, the more fit I'm going to get in that way. So I feel like I could probably give it a go. Maybe not do too well.
Yeah.
But like train a bit in I think that would be really cool. That's another obviously goal to say you completed a triathlon.
Yeah.
It would have to be the end of the year, I think, though.
Yeah.
Or maybe like peak winter.
Yeah.
I reckon maybe, or not peak winter, but like when it's not really hot.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I could do a triathlon when it's really, but it might be weird because if you go, I don't know what the order is, but like with swimming and all, would probably cool you down a bit.
Yeah,
so.
swimming's first.
I
think swimming's first because it's the most dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because like if you don't want to get really
fatigued
beforehand and then go swimming and drown.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And other reasons, I think that's what I heard anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to do one too.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. Like in my head, I've been trying to because when it comes to my exercise routine, to try to find a way where I can blend it into just like my everyday activities.
Yeah.
So like as in like going to work or going to the shops, and I was thinking if I just bought just a regular push bike just as a start.
Yeah.
And I just use that every day, ride to work, ride back from work, ride to the supermarket, ride back, and actually like set days where I'm going to ride really quickly to work.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leisurely ride to work, and I can ride my bike to the swimming pool, and after I'm done riding my bike, I can go for a run.
Yeah.
So I'm like passively training for a triathlon without actually focusing on it too much.
Definitely does help. Because like some people's jobs are much more active than other people's jobs as well.
Yeah.
Which although it's not like someone's job where if they're standing up more is not going to make them a marathon runner, but it definitely helps.
Yeah,
rather than just sitting down all day.
It'll build some sort of muscle, strength to some degree.
The only thing, I was thinking of running to work as well, right? Because my work's about, I think it's about 6Ks, about 5-6Ks from my house. Yeah. And I was like, maybe I could run to work some days, but the whole you have to get changed, and then there is a shower at my work, which is good.
Same.
And it's like a pretty good quality one because of where I work and everything. But I don't know if I'll because then I'd have to bring soap, and then it's just it would be cool to do. And as you said, it's a good thing to incorporate it into your lifestyle. And it's another challenging thing, right, that comes with it, like being able to when you're running and everything, depending on what your lifestyle is, it's easier or harder, right? The more busy you are, sometimes the harder it is to, find time to run or whatever you do. But if you can fuse it in to what you're doing, obviously it makes it easier. Yeah,
because the one thing a lot of people say is they don't have enough time. You have plenty of time. You just got to find a way to put it in.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Of course, it makes it easier when you just, obviously. Because with me, I like having all the stars sort of aligned. Yeah. Right? I don't like going for a run if I've only eaten an hour and a half beforehand, and I haven't gone to the toilet or anything like that, or if I haven't had enough water in the day.
Yeah.
I'm very picky like that.
Yeah.
Unless I'm just going for a casual sort of run, it doesn't matter too much. But as you said, there is really no excuse to not exercise or not. Everyone can do it, everyone has a pair of runners, pretty much. Everyone can go for a run outside the house.
You don't even need runners to run.
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah, you just need shoes.
You just need shoes.
You wear any shoes you want.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have to run far or anything like that, or very hard at all.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, when they think of that, they're like, if I'm going to do that, I probably want to, I don't know, that's how I thought. And you want to do it well.
Yeah.
Right? If you know you can only fit in 10 minutes, it's a bit harder than being I can get an actual good run today.
Yeah.
Then 10 minutes, why bother? Sort of thing.
Yeah,
but
true.
It all counts. It all adds up, for sure.
Yeah. I remember, I know you do this. I remember watching a documentary on a guy, and this guy he's a marathoner, but he also does his training at lunchtime. He goes for a run.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
If you're willing to if you have enough breakfast and you're doing well, you're in a healthy way, won't hurt to be able to stop, go for a run, come back. Especially if it's a cool day, you're not going to sweat too much. You can go for a run and not perspirate.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and put some deodorant on, go back to work, get back to it.
Yeah.
You might even feel more energized afterwards.
Yeah, no, actually, sometimes you do, and you feel better.
Yeah.
You always feel better after a run as well.
Yeah.
For me, it was easier. I had, as I said, your lifestyle is such a big thing, right? I was working from home.
Yeah.
Very cushiness in the way of just whenever I'm going to lunch, when I'm working from home, I just send out an email, I'm going to lunch, and then no one really calls you or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I just go for a run, right? And I'm never really running more than 40, 50 minutes.
Yeah.
So I have plenty of time, just run and then come back, and that's a lot easier. Whereas now, recently, I'm actually having to go back to work. I can't work from home anymore because how things are getting a bit easier.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a bit different. I mean, technically, I could bring my running clothes to work, or I could drive home and then run.
Yeah.
Which is something I'm planning to do because I do want to start running maybe twice a day.
Yeah.
And which would help me a lot, I think. So.
Yeah. I think that might be an idea.
Yeah.
Might be good.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about at the moment, I'm thinking about incorporating more cycling. I really enjoy cycling, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's actually when I found this fucking espresso thing, this online bike thing, and you see all these other people you can compete against. When it's I'll take that back.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen
when it's a competition.
I've seen your thing where you're equal to that guy, or whatever. That was really high up. Yeah.
No, he was number 1 in the world.
Jeez, really?
Yeah, and I was equal time.
Damn.
I'm gonna try to beat him. The same age group though.
There's
a guy that was faster, but it's different age group. But I'm not gonna count that.
Yeah.
But if I beat that guy, I'm gonna tell you. But as soon as I know that there's someone out there to try to beat, because I in my head I always make out the person who's got this high score has this huge ego. Yeah. And I hate huge egos. Yeah. We've had this conversation before.
I 100% understand that actually.
Yeah, because I build this character, it may not even be him. You might be the most humble guy ever, but in my head I'm like, this motherfucker thinks he's the best in the world. Best. Yeah. And I'm I want to crush his spirits, not to prove that I'm the best in the world, but to fucking hurt his feelings. It's a horrible thought. I'm a horrible.
But it's a healthy mindset because it drives you to be better, right? No, it's good. It's really good friendly competition. Yeah. I think I have the same sort of mindset when it comes to seeing people with higher up times that are like me, right? I think oh really, you're posting this, you think you think you're better or something, which is funny, but as you said, I think it's a good thing, because it makes you do better. Which is it's funny in that sort of way. Whereas I think the more people you have to compete with, say we had another 5 people or 6 people that were like us, similar age and everything, similar experience. And if they posted a really good time or something, I'll be that would get me really motivated to beat it. But there's definitely that sort of sense of really drive that gets you sometimes.
It also depends how they talk about it.
That's true.
For me, the only time I talk about it is when I post it on my body anthology. And that's only because of I'm trying to track myself,
and
also
document.
I also want to try to inspire people to actually try it themselves. Let's see that you can do whatever you want as long as you just put the effort in. Sort of thing. Sounds corny, but that's really my kind of intention behind it. But when I see somebody post and they don't exercise a lot, now I'm talking about whole person. There's somebody who's just started exercise and in their story, gym, and I'm like, motherfucker, you don't even know half. You're going to be in there for 2 days. Wait till you're there for fucking 10 years. It's a whole different story. And I'm like that sort of ego. I hate. Absolutely hate it. I just want to crush their dreams. Every time. Same in jiu-jitsu, when I see a cocky white belt. If I haven't been for a while, but whenever I am there, I want to absolutely humble them. That's all I want to do. Because I just hate to. Me thinking of it now, I'm getting angry now. I'm just picturing the person. I've met them 100 times. And I've never had their spirits crushed, and that's what I want for them. It sounds horrible, but that's what I want.
And look, it's funny because something interesting is I think there are some people out there as well that I reckon Mon in particular. I think it's funny because I think she actually goes better when she is. She runs better when she's in front, right? And it's funny, she runs better when she's in front and when the other people aren't doing well. It's a weird mindset, but if she's not doing too well and she's exhausted and the other people are clearly in front, she'll almost not want to do it at all because it'll be well, what's the point? Like, these people are clearly better than me. I don't have anything to show off or anything like that.
Yeah.
I've noticed, right, if I slow down, if I act like it's a bit harder, she'll actually go a bit better.
Yeah.
Right? Because she'll think, oh, you know, she'll be like the one in sort of control. There are different mindsets to sort of how people act and sort of thing. And your one, I definitely share the exact same, and I don't like people that do, you know, that are really like out there that, you know, that post about in that sort of way or anything like that. Like I'm just like mine. Strava, just to document it, I'll celebrate it, man. If I get something really good, I'll celebrate, but then that's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, the people that are just I know exactly what you mean.
You know, because realistically, nobody cares.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, no one cares.
Yeah, really, no one cares.
100%. Yeah.
Like it's just, oh god, fucking hell. I know what you mean for sure. I was listening to like ages ago about like. Michael Jordan and stuff like that in their mindset, they are like really competitive people. Like, I can't remember, I don't think it was Michael Jordan or somebody, and like they were training in the court, and like an opposing player was going to train too. Yeah. And so like this guy was like basically finishing up, but he saw this other guy come and he stayed. Yeah. And so in this documentary, the opposing player from this particular famous basketball, I can't remember his name, I was saying, this guy was here for like hours and hours and hours. And then I finished up my training and left, and he was still there shooting for hours and hours. And then he went up and talked to him like after the game, after they played. And he said like, you train insane, man. And he's like, oh, no, I don't. I just wanted to prove that I can out-train him. Like he gets that sort of mindset where like he just wants to be that's being the best. They want to be the best.
Yeah, I think I've seen a similar thing where it was like, where it might have been the exact same thing you were talking about, where he was like, pretty much he was saying how, someone was asking, are you gonna? Oh, that's right. It was a basketball thing, and he was asking like his other teammate or like another guy from another thing or something like, are you gonna train much for this coming season or something, or like in this next week? And he was like, oh no, I'm gonna take it a bit easy, I reckon, and saying it in a way that it will help him. Yeah. And then he finds him working really, really hard in the gym the next day. Yeah. It might be the same thing that you were talking about, but it's funny. It's that competitive. And another thing, the documentary I watched on Lance Armstrong, it's crazy how competitive he is. Yeah. And something he talked a lot about was getting really angry at the people that you're competing against. Like he said, I think the exact quote is getting your hate on, he said.
But that's what I do.
Yeah.
It sounds like
it's actually, I think it's honestly something that is it really does help you.
Useful.
It is useful. Whether it's maybe you're not hating I think it obviously helps hating your opponents, right? Yeah. Or just hating anything, just being angry. I think it gives you that, that adrenaline.
I remember listening to a podcast by Ross Edgley, a guy who's the circumference of Great Britain, and he talks about like using your grit, like as in like grinding your teeth and getting mad, actually propel you forward. Like, and that's what they use in the military and stuff like that. It's like, sometimes, like, you have to be very angry in order to get something done.
Yeah. It definitely helps. I mean, it's like that, I guess, like, whatever the testosterone or whatever it is, it's supposed to help you, right?
That adrenaline.
Yeah, that adrenaline,
He's like, just fuck these guys, fuck that. And all of a sudden you got this huge boost of like, I've got to do something about this energy. Yeah, like, I love that.
Yeah, and it feels good. When you've got that, and especially, well, I don't know how it is with anything else, but when I was running, it actually feels really good. Yeah, right? Like that boost. Yeah. And you feel like you're going so much better.
Yeah, I'd use that when I did footy training. We're doing pace work. We're doing like intervals. Yeah. I wasn't going too hard because I just got over being sick. Yeah. And I remember seeing one of these guys that I know. He was like going as hard as he can. I was like taking it easy the entire time, which I probably shouldn't have, but I had to because I felt like I had to because I was recovering. But then all of a sudden I saw him running. I'm like, I can just see him in this big ego afterwards, and I'm like, I need to destroy him. So he got about a 20 to 30 meter lead, and I'm like, I'm still at a slow pace. And I talked to my teammate, I'm like, should I catch him? He was like, yeah, go for it. And I'm just fucking, in my head, I'm just like, I got to beat this guy in the next like 50 meters just so he knows that like he's not the best. Oh, that's all I had in my head. I'm like, I was like, I know I'll never be the best. But like, I don't want anyone else to have the ego of being the best. It's fucking so weird. It's like, it's just, I sit there, I'm like, I hope you understand that to fucking nothing. motherfucker. That's what I got. Like, that's in my head. I hope you know that you're not as special as you think you are. And like, I'm not special. Somebody out there can beat me too. Humble
people. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And so I'm repeating myself, but it's just fucking.
Yeah. No, I understand. I think it's honestly like, I think it's a good thing, right? Because not only you're humbling people, but then you're obviously giving yourself that extra drive.
But I'm not saying like I'm doing this to build my ego up because I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care for myself.
Yeah.
I care because I want to make sure that they know how I feel.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm nothing.
Yeah.
And like, I want to make sure they know that they feel that too. Because like, they're nothing special either.
Yeah.
So it's fucking.
No, that's true.
Yeah. It's fucking weird. I just can't get over how weird it is. Because it's not like trying to be a champion.
Yeah.
It's just it's fucked. It's just fucked. Yeah. Anyway, so as you were saying, so we're on that. Triathlons, we're going to try to do it at the year. We better start doing swimming.
Well, you're doing a lot of bike riding, right?
Yeah.
I might try and pick up swimming, and then I can teach you some things about swimming.
That'd be helpful. I better start doing research because I know fuck all.
Well, bro, you'll know more than me about fucking swimming, bro. I've always sucked at swimming, bro.
Yeah.
Like, out of everything ever, at school, everything, swimming's always been the worst, man. I was sports captain in year 10 and I didn't go to the swimming carnival, bro. That's how much I just did not like swimming. But changed person from then. A lot of things happened. So I'm actually interested to see, all the different things you learn about running. I can't imagine how many other different things there are to learn about swimming, So it might be interesting.
Yeah.
So
there's heaps. Like, you find it so much detail and shit. Yeah. Like, from running, there's a lot of detail.
Yeah.
Cycling, I started watching a lot of videos on Ironman prep and stuff like that. Like, because maybe one day that might be an achievable thing for me.
Yeah.
And like, fuck me, the detail for cycling. What the fuck? You're pedaling your feet, but then there's like a whole other set of like information you need to be aware of.
Well, yeah.
And with swimming, it's like, you're basically trying to go as quick as you can without drowning.
Yeah.
Like, I like swimming too, but like, I can only swim for like short distances because I sink. Like, for some reason, like, I can't float. The only way I can keep myself afloat at the moment is if I just kick the fuck out of my legs.
Yeah.
I've been trying. I have to do correction videos or something. I had to get when I was doing it, I had to get a waist belt thing to make myself my ass float up a bit. But like, you'll find as you get leaner and leaner, you're gonna sink.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right? I've never really done any swimming since like, I've been fat.
Yeah.
Right? So because I've been like obviously overweight or whatever most of my life, it's so much. I was in Scott's pool and I felt the exact same thing. Hey, whether just still, right? Like, usually I could go back on my back and float easy, right?
Yeah.
Could not do that. And then when I was swimming across his pool, I felt the same. I felt like I was like this, right? Like, my legs were like sinking, and I was just trying to keep fighting just to keep myself, afloat. So I definitely 100% understand where you're coming from. Where it's the leaner you get, like the harder it is to.
Worse you just sink. Like, your ass just wants to sink because there's no fat on it. There's nothing there to float. Yeah. So that'd be fun. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to start swimming soon because if you want to do it at the end of the year.
Well, it's good. It's probably good weather.
Yeah, good weather to start doing it.
Yeah. But I think about like how much I've been running now and how much there still is to learn. Like, God, it'll take so long to learn stuff about swimming. But at least it will be easier because I'm gonna be fitter. So that's the main thing.
And the amount of training and volume you'll be doing is insane. So you can eat so much more food.
Exactly, bro. I cannot wait. It's all scrap all the goals. The only reason I'm doing this is for the food, man. The post feed after the run. Yeah. Oh, it is different.
Like like Tour de France cyclists, like, they can eat whatever they want and they're still like 50 calories.
Yeah, still light as
Just because like you're moving so much, you're burning like 1,000 calories an hour.
Yeah.
So like, fuck, you'll be hungry. I'd be starving.
Oh, it would be good. They probably wouldn't have a big appetite as well.
They probably
do they?
I don't know. Well, they eat a lot.
Yeah.
Well, when they're doing their activities.
Well, I'm curious to see, like, because I know
because they got no body fat.
But what do they eat a lot? Like, do they eat like a lot of healthy
probably,
carbs sort of
stuff? It's probably race to race. But like when I'm watching these things about like triathlons and Ironman and stuff, it's like you have your pre-race meal, but then you have your intra race like nutrition. Like you'll have like quick carbohydrates that are, have quick gastric emptying. So like just very simple sugars that have been digested quite quickly to give your body energy.
Yeah.
Like those gels and shit like that.
Oh yeah, the gels, yeah.
Some people even have like bars halfway through their races and shit to give themselves energy. But because a lot of these guys who do these races who are athletes, they have like below 10% body fat.
Yeah.
And so like they have to draw energy from somewhere and it's not coming from their fat stores.
Yeah.
So like they have to continually refuel. Especially when they're going at that pace. Because like when you're going at like a hard pace, generally glucose is the preferred energy source. Yeah. Whereas like if you do fat, it's like the cycle's a bit different. Like it's a lot more difficult to. It's a high energy, but like it's a different cycle.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So like that's what I've learned so far. But like there might be in the next couple of years, if I keep doing this and doing Ironman, I might learn more.
Yeah.
Would you do an Ironman?
Yeah, dude, if I could, I would, man.
Yeah.
Ironman, damn, I don't know how long it would be until I could do an Ironman.
You would have to save up because it's fucking expensive.
Is it really?
I looked at like if you want to like just entry's expensive. It's like $800. Because like the race is like, so it's a 180 kilometer bike ride, 42 marathon run and like a fucking huge swim.
Yeah.
The bikes are expensive. Like a good race bike you can get for like $5,000 or something like that, or you can get one for $1,000 or even under if you look at the right places. Then you'll need the shoes for the bike because there's racing bike shoes they clip in apparently. You probably need to get like an actual proper race bike uniform.
Yeah.
You need to have a swimsuit for swimming. Then you need running shoes as well.
Yeah.
That's probably about $4,000.
Yeah.
For all that, like that's with race cost and all that.
Yeah.
So like you'd have to save up to do it.
I'll put what's it called? I'll create a Ironman savings account.
Yeah.
And then 2 years from now, when I might 3 years, I don't know, just a wild guess when I might be able to do it.
Yeah.
I'll have enough money, man.
Look, I reckon you could probably do it any day you wanted to, but it doesn't mean you do it quick. But this is
exactly.
Yeah. But this is like 16 hours of exercise.
Yeah. Which is the most I've done was 2 hours. 4 minutes.
So imagine how fatigued you'd be afterwards.
It's just. Yeah. It would be just a complete different level of everything, really. Yeah. I don't know. It would be absolutely just crazy. And something I was gonna ask specifically about Port Fairy is with you know how they have I think they have stops every 5Ks for water.
Yeah.
I just wonder how that's gonna work. Like, when you run across, do you just pick up the water?
I think that's the case.
But the thing is, what happens if everyone gets muddled up? Because I was watching the Olympics, right? And the reason I asked, I was watching the Olympics, and the way they do it is they have their flags and the names, right? You can't take someone else's water. Yeah. Which I wonder if that's probably happened before. It would be pretty funny if it has. But with this, it's like everyone's just a random, Joe Blow off the street.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's more like they're just water bottles and anyway, I guess we'll find out. Yeah. I'm just curious to know. And what else? Because I'm thinking I'll bring gel.
Yeah.
Maybe some jelly beans. So you can get these glucose lolly thingies actually as well. So that stuff I'll definitely be taking along. But
Yeah. I'm just keen for the beach as well.
Yeah, beach.
I wonder if that'll be part of the run.
Yeah, it would. And I wonder how many people there'll be. I'm guessing there'll be at least 100. But I don't know how popular of an event it's. All I knew was it was on a good, time to pick.
It's a marathon in Port Fairy. So might as well just do it.
Yeah.
That could be right. It's going to be a 4-day trip or 3-day.
3-day trip. Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday,
Monday. Yeah.
That's plenty of time to enjoy.
I kept thinking for some reason that the marathon was on the half marathon was on the Saturday and we'll come down on the Friday.
Yeah.
Keep having to get that in my mind, but yeah.
It's on the Sunday.
Yeah, it's on the Sunday.
Yeah. So what time in the morning you want to leave? Early?
Well, we're going to have to get there by 5 at least, and that to pick up the bibs by 5.
So leave early in the morning probably.
Yeah. It's always good to give yourself an hour or two.
Yeah.
To leave an hour or two before you actually want to be there. Just to give yourself that leeway.
Just in case you want to rest halfway or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you never know what can happen with traffic, or an accident can happen on the road, or stuff like that, So
should be right.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Alright, it's nearly been an hour. I think we'll leave it here.
Hell yeah.
This is Port Fairy Half Marathon
pre.
We'll try to do a post one after it. We could probably even do it just at the beach.
Oh yeah, we could actually. Yeah,
yeah, we could. Anyway, goodbye. This has been Josh.
Thanks for having me, Matt.
No worries, my pleasure. You're welcome back. Well, I think we'll probably have to do this every race we do.
Hell yeah, dude.
Maybe
every event.
Next.
Yeah, pre and post. Yeah.
We can talk about our training for that couple months.
And our new shoes.
In our new shoes. Bye.